Hello viewers, this is the Creative Think Tank and my name is Elizabeth. Time and again, we as young people decide to look for ways of how to market our commodities, market our goods, or market our different services. But then the world keeps evolving day in, day out. So does technology, so does the means of marketing. Today in studio we have a young gentleman, he's called Paul. He's going to give us the insights of digital marketing as a young person and how we can grow to love and adopt to digital marketing in this era. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you very much for hosting me.
So for starters, he's going to introduce himself and tell us more about himself.
Hello viewers, I'm called Paul. Weboya is my local name, popularly known as Paul Webb or Mr. Hashtag. And I'm glad to be hosted on this show today. Well, I'm a digital content creator and influencer. I also run a company called TouchVat. TouchVat is a digital PR agency that employs a couple of people, like 5 to 6, and we also manage influencers. Literally, we are the people who contract influencers, attach them to different companies that we are working with. Yeah, simply like that.
Wow, I think I need a job from you. Can I also become an influencer?
Definitely.
Well, you are a digital content creator. Let's first get into digital marketing. What is digital marketing? What do you think of digital marketing?
Basically, digital marketing is the use of the internet to market products and services on the internet. That means that you must be on a couple of social media platforms, let's say Twitter or Facebook, and you can advertise or market a product for a certain company or a service.
Okay, so I am a young girl out there and I am trying to sell out my business. Say I own a shoe store.
Yep.
And clients have not been coming through. Let's face it, COVID came through.
Yeah.
Arcades were locked. There was a ban on inter-district travel. Still, the people would come through and buy shoes from me. But over the time, you'd find that people decided to adopt to social media to market these commodities.
Yeah.
How do I, as a young person, come into it? Like, I literally have no knowledge about social media. How do I just push through and sell my commodities on social media?
Yeah, that's where you have agencies like mine that can come into play. Okay. But besides that, literally everyone is now adopting to the internet. And that means that if you're out there and you land, you probably have a smartphone and you can access internet. You definitely have an app or two, social media apps, like let's say Facebook, at least WhatsApp. Okay. If everything goes west, at least you have a WhatsApp that you can interact with, different groups. So you have this product, let's say shoes, you definitely want to tell a friend, maybe to tell another friend about it. So how do you come into play with social media and advertising? You know how to market your products mouth to mouth, but then just interpret that on the app, maybe WhatsApp or Facebook or Twitter, talk about your product and how it is of course affordable or maybe durable. Tell the other person to also amplify the same to another. So literally that's where you even hire influencers if in case you cannot do it alone because maybe you don't have the numbers. How do you market this to bigger numbers and audiences? That's when you bring in the influencers to amplify your product.
Okay, so most of the times, it is known that if you want something to be done, you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
So I come again and say, here I am, I do not have much knowledge about social media. I know WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram does exist, but then I also need to know which particular app will work for my particular business. How do you decide on which particular app is suitable for you to market your commodity?
Well, for starters, if you want to do it yourself, you need to know that numbers translate into, calls to action if you want to market a product. So if you have numbers on, let's say, Facebook, so that is your niche. That should be your app that you should exploit to get clients or maybe convert the friends or the followers into what? Into customers or clients. So if you have a bigger following on Facebook, you might need to exploit it to create market for your product. If you have numbers, maybe on WhatsApp, like you have 1,000 numbers of your friends, you can use those, and also there are groups now, both Facebook and WhatsApp. You can utilize those ones if you want to do it yourself. But at one time, you might need a hand, or, that's when we come into play as influencers and maybe as a company.
Okay, so as a company, you might also want money, but the money is not paid.
No, we have rates, different rate cards according to the business size, and we also weigh. We cannot ask you for a lot when the company, when your shoe shop is not literally vis-a-vis the money that we're asking for. We shall definitely come and ask for the rates that you can afford, so that when you grow, we grow together with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when it comes to digital marketing, we believe there's also content creation.
Yeah.
So here I am, I've gotten the funds or the money to hire you, your company, or a couple of influencers. Do you do for me the marketing in line with getting the content, or you still have to derive it from me?
Well, as a digital influencer, the first thing that you must have is content. It's a tool that you cannot, divert from. So content creation comes hand in hand with whatever influence you have. If you're an influencer and you cannot sit down and craft content, then you do not have the tools. You might have maybe the following, but what are you communicating to them? That is where content creation comes into play. You must have knowledge to create content, user-generated content, because I cannot come to you every time to ask for content from you. The first thing I will come maybe is to do photo shoot for your shoes, and that's content enough. It's me now to ask the people that are following me to buy what? The shoes. The shoes. Yes, and I just need to know the pricings, your location, and the number, contact. That's all. So content is very, very, very important for an influencer, because no one is going to create for you content. There's where we call user-generated content. Okay. As an influencer, you must be in position to generate that content for the company or for the client.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to business-oriented stuff, we want to look at these young entrepreneurs. We also forget that influencers, in their own capacity, are striving to earn a living. How do they do they literally market themselves? Is that also digital marketing or something? How do we put the two in place?
Well, of course, everyone that joins a social media app or a platform, they have different motives. I cannot sit and dictate on what the other one needs to do when they join an app or a platform. But basically, from the economic point of view, I would advise that maybe somebody joins an app with a niche that they're going to maybe market something and earn something from it, not just to waste time on it, because everyone has their different motive. But me personally, I always want to encourage people to earn a penny off the app, because it takes a lot of investment, internet, charging your phone and buying a smartphone. So you cannot just do all those only to leave the app without a penny. So I always advise, especially the young people, to join the social media platforms and use knowledge to create money out of the audiences that follow them.
True. Now to the main question of this particular show. What are the benefits of diving into digital marketing? Well,
the benefits, it's more of another course. Of course, you're learning something, especially when you didn't know anything. There are a lot of people who do digital marketing, but they have never been in a marketing class. Sure. So there is a way you have to self-teach to learn these basics. Okay. Like you will not have them in a class or in a lecture room. Like I never did marketing at campus, but here I am. I can market a product online. Okay. So it is something you benefit, like learning. It's a course on its own. You learn something. You learn how to market stuff. And then secondly, of course, it's monetary. I cannot waste my time there and live without a penny. Like seriously.
I need us to convince the me downtown
that
of
it's
that marketing on digital or media or online is legit and it is the real deal.
exactly.
Yes.
So because now we are looking at numbers that are growing on the online, people accessing internet. Apparently, we are over 12 million plus who are actively engaged online. So we are talking about these millions that you can tap into if you are a product marketer, or rather if you're a manufacturer, or maybe a shop owner downtown, or a person who delivers a service. So we are looking at 12 plus people, Ugandans, that you can literally tap into. They are there, free of charge. How do you tap into them? The only channel you can use is digital, because you'll not move around making noise in downtown, trying to sell a show when you have these people online that you can just sit in your bed and talk to with your phone, as long as you have internet and a smartphone. So we are giving you this opportunity to tap into this lot of people audience, to convert them into what? Clients.
Okay, we have these people that I wouldn't say rigid, but have the olden day setting.
Yeah.
That I need to talk to this person on
Mouth
a
to mouth.
one-on-one, mouth to mouth, to see that they buy my particular shoe, see that they buy my honey, see that they buy whatever product. Because they, for some reason, they also think some products cannot be marketed fully online. Is it so? Is it really true that there are some things that are not marketable online?
Well, me, I believe anything, any service, any good can be marketed online. Apart from sensitive,
How sensitive? Like what?
like when you talk about things to do with Pornhub,
How,
those are things for the whites now.
how is
But
it
locally,
marketed?
locally we cannot go around marketing. But you've seen also photo shoots, like guys do they call them bondwas, like half naked photos. So there I will not come into play, because my values, I stick to my values as a grown up person, and I have also garnered an audience on basis of what I produce as content to them. But I believe that any service so good can be marketed online, as long as it's legit, and people can also associate with it, as long as it's a general product that people associate and understand.
Okay. So I believe before you tapped into the digital marketing or online marketing, you had a time to differentiate between the old and the marketing.
Yeah, and the new.
And the new. Kindly share with us some of these things, because me knowing these things is really going to convince me, yes, let me tap into the digital marketing, or no, let me stick to tradition.
Well, when you look at the old, we are now transiting into digital migration. Well, the old is still on, like we would say, let's say mainstream or traditional way of marketing is still, of course, into play. Like when you slope to Chikubo maybe, or like this is traditional and it's still on. But then we are talking about a generation of the young people who compromise, rather not compromising. These are people who are many in percentage as a population in Uganda. So these are the people who are not going to slope to Chikubo or maybe to Owino to literally buy the product. Maybe they're more of too lazy and they don't have much time. They're busy at campus, or maybe at
Chikubo is too crowded.
like it is crowded. We are now talking about Corona as well. We are avoiding crowds in order not to contract the the virus. So when we are looking at these populations, these ones are phasing out. The traditional ones are phasing out. We are looking at a new generation of young people who are so into digital and internet, so passionate about it, and you can literally hit them using that.
Okay.
So if you are having a product downtown, still marketing the product using the traditional way of marketing, you'd rather want to tap into this, because it's not like the competing. No, these are just two platforms that you can use, as long as your end goal is to get what? Clients.
You can actually use them at the same time.
Yes, at the same time. You can do mouth to mouth, or you can do online. So either way, the end goal is to get what? Clients to buy your products.
Okay, so here you have it from Paul Webb, an influencer, a CEO, though he does not want to say he's a CEO. He has given us an insight of digital marketing, the difference between the traditional way of marketing and the modern day online way of marketing. It is your choice to make at the end of the day. So we have come to the end of this particular episode of Creative Think Tank. Do you have any closing remarks to the vibrant young entrepreneurs out there?
Well, to the vibrant young entrepreneurs out there, I want to encourage you, if you are into digital marketing, please stick to it. It is the new gold that we might want to exploit in the nearby future. And for those who want to learn a few things about it, our company is open to anyone. We do trainings, we do capacity building for anyone. We also hire influencers to work with different brands. So the trick here is, if you have good content on your sites, you have a blog, maybe a Facebook page, a Twitter account, we shall reach out to you, or you can find us on social media platforms using TouchVat. You can reach out to me personally, and we have you connected to the clients out there, because everyone is now adopting to that digital era. Every company that comes up is definitely subscribing to that. So you need to reach out to us. Let's work together.
Thank you very much. I'm sure I'm going to become one of your influencers, or one of your students for that matter. We have come to the end of the Creative Think Tank. My name is Elizabeth. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Faraja Television. Follow us on all our social media platforms, that is Faraja Television on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and on Facebook. Have a blessed week.